Dear students, in this video lecture, we will discuss about how we can plot the data distributions using our programming language, and we will discuss about the various probability distributions where the data commonly resides. Visualizing numeric variables. If the data is related to numerical values or numerical data is present for a particular data distribution, how we can visualize these numeric variables? The best way to detect the corresponding numeric data is in the format of box plots or histograms. So using this box plot and histogram, we can easily detect the various problems which will be associated with the corresponding data. We already studied box plot in our R language. So box plot means a common visualization of a 5-number summary is called box plot, and it is also known as box and whiskers plot. In order to plot the corresponding box plot using R, we are having a function called box plot function. So box plot function which will represent a particular which will represent the corresponding data in the format of a box, and this box depicts a 5-number summary values using the horizontal lines and dots. The horizontal lines forming the box in the middle of each figure represents the different quartiles Q1, Q2 and Q3, while reading the plot from bottom to the top. So the arrangement of data should be from bottom to top, and median is the dark line which is appeared on the somewhat in between the rectangle, or it will be like a median or middle line. It will be a horizontal line in the corresponding box. Here you can see the corresponding box plot. In this particular box plot, you can see that here you can see this is a box representation, and we are having a box like this, and this box is having 4 borders, and a line will be a horizontal line is somewhat in between the borders. Then a lower value is there, then an upper value is there. So the box plot reads from bottom to top. So the lowermost representation is the lowest value. Then the first border represents the first quartile. Then this line represents the median. The upper border of the rectangle represents the third quartile, and topmost value is the maximum value. So this is an example of a box plot of used cars prices. Here we can see that the minimum value is somewhat greater than 5,000, maybe 6,000, something like that. Then the corresponding first quartile is above 10,000. Then the median value is around 14,000. Then the the third quartile is 15,000, and the upper value is 20,000. So this 5-number summary is represented by the box plot. Then another way to represent the numerical data is histogram. Histogram represents the spread of a numeric variable, and it's just similar as that of box plot. It divides the variable's values into a predefined number of portions or bins that act as containers for values. And in order to plot the histogram, we are using the hist function. Hist function in R is used to plot a histogram. Then regarding the histogram is a combination of bars like this. It's a series of bars with height represents the count or frequency of values falling within each of the equal width bins partitioning the values. So vertical lines represent the start and end points of the range of values for the bin. Histogram's ability to quickly diagnose patterns in our data is one of the strengths of the histogram as a data exploration tool to examine other patterns of spread in numeric data. So histogram is usually represented in the format of bars, where each bar represents the frequency of the data. Here you can see that the height of the corresponding bar represents the frequency of the corresponding data values, and each bar is of equal width. So this is an example for a histogram plot. The first plot, you can see the histogram of used cars prices, and this is the histogram of used car mileage. Here you can see that for this particular plot, from 0 to 5000, you can see that the value is somewhat low. That means the frequency of data in this particular range is very low compared to the others. Now we are moving to the features of data distribution. The first thing is center. We already studied all these things in the basics of statistics. Center means graphically the center of a distribution is located at the median of the distribution, and this is a point where the corresponding data distribution is divided exactly half. So this is a point in a graphic display where half of the observations are on the either side. In the chart to the right, the height of each column indicates the frequency of observations. Here all the observations are centered around 4. Then spread. Spread of a distribution refers to the variability of the data. If the observations cover a wide range, the spread is larger. If we are looking at this particular graph, we can see that the spread is between 1 to 9. Then if the observations are clustered around a single value, then the spread is smaller. If you are looking this particular graph, the value ranges from 3 to 7, and if you are looking at this particular thing, its value ranges from 1 to 9. So comparatively, the first graph is having less spread than the second. Consider the corresponding figures. In the figure on the left, data ranges from 3 to 7, whereas in the right, value ranges from 1 to 9. The figure on the right is having more spread. Then some other characteristics of data is shape, symmetry, number of peaks, skewness, and uniform. Symmetry means when it is graphed, a symmetric distribution can be divided at the center so that each half is a mirror image of the other. Then the number of peaks. The distributions can have few or many peaks. Distribution with one clear peak is called as unimodal distribution, and distribution with two clear peaks are known as bimodal distribution. And when a symmetric distribution has a single peak at the center, it is termed as a bell-shaped curve. If the data distribution is having one value which is having the highest frequency, then it is termed as unimode. If the distribution is having two data points which are having maximum value, then it is termed as a bimodal curve. And if the distribution is having single peak at the center, then it is termed as a bell-shaped curve. Then regarding the skewness, when they are displayed graphically, some distributions may have more observations on one side of the graph than the other. Such type of graphs are known as skewed graphs. Distributions with fewer observations on the right are termed as skewed right. And distributions with fewer observations on the left are termed as skewed left. Then uniform, when the distributions in a set of data are equally spread across the range of the distribution, then the distribution is termed as uniform distribution, and the uniform distribution has no clear peaks. So these are some of the examples of the distribution. Here this is a symmetric distribution with unimode because the left hand side as well as right hand side of the graph is symmetric. And in this particular case, this is a skewed right graph. We can see that only fewer values are on the right hand side. Then this is a non-symmetrical graph because if we are looking at this particular graph, we are having two modes, and if you are taking this particular model value, there are less values on the left hand side and more values on the right hand side likewise. So it is termed as a non-symmetric bimodal graph. And this is an example for a uniform distribution. Here you can see that all the values are having the same frequency and it will be like a box. Then this is skewed left. Skewed left means only fewer values are on the left hand side, most of the values are skewed on the right hand side of the graph. Then regarding this graph, this is a symmetric graph. If you are splitting it in this particular center, you get exactly similar copies. It is symmetric graph. At the same time, it is having two modes. So it is a symmetric bimodal graph. Then we are going to discuss about some of the unusual features of the graph or data distribution. Gap. Gap refers to the area of distribution where there are no observations. So you get this particular graph, you can see that the data ranges from 0 to 3. Then after that there will be no data representation for the values 4 and 5. After some time, from 6th onwards, there will be some data. 6 to 9 data is there. So there will be a gap from 3 to 6. So this is termed as gap. Outliers. Outliers means these are values which is somewhat different from other data values. Here you can see that most of the data or all the data should lie between 0 to 5, and there will be no data for a fewer time, and one data is represented at 9. So here most of the data is in the range 0 to 4. And outliers means these are some extreme values which is having a great difference from the other observations. Now move on to the review of distributions. Based on the data representation or data values, we can categorize the data distribution into different probability distributions. The variables distribution means how likely a value is to fall within various ranges. Here first we have to see the uniform distribution. In the case of uniform distribution, all the values are equally likely to occur. So all the corresponding values are having equal probability for occurrence. So such type of distribution is termed as uniform distribution. Suppose if you are throwing a coin, the possibility of getting a head value as well as a tail value is same. Then throwing this particular coin can be categorized as a uniform distribution. And in the case of throwing a die, we get 6 different outcomes, but the possibility of getting 5 is same as that of the possibility of getting 6. So here all the possible values for the resultant are the probability for the possible resultant are same. Such type of distribution can be termed as uniform distribution. A dataset recording the values rolled on a fair 6-sided die, the distribution is said to be uniform. So a uniform distribution is easy to detect with the help of a histogram. If you are plotting the corresponding data values and we get the corresponding histogram bars are of the same height, then we can say that the corresponding is a uniform distribution. So the uniform distribution is also known as rectangular distribution because all the corresponding bars are having the same height. If you are throwing the corresponding probability versus the outcome of throwing a die, we are having the x-axis with values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the y-axis is having the probability values. All of them is having the same probability, which will be equal to 1/6. So we get the corresponding plot like this, and the plot can be termed as a plot can be viewed in the format of a rectangle. So this uniform distribution is also known as rectangular distribution. Then the idea of normal distribution. Normal distribution, the data tends to be around a central value with no bias to left or right, and some values are more likely to occur than the others. Such type of distribution is known as normal distribution. And regarding the normal distribution, the data is or we can plot the corresponding data in the format of a curve. On the price histogram, it seems that values go less likely to occur as they are further away from both sides of the central bar, resulting in a bell-shaped distribution of data, and this characteristic is so common in the real world data, and this type of data distribution is known as normal distribution. Normal distribution, the graph is plotted in the format of a curve and it is termed as a bell-shaped curve. The curve is termed as symmetric curve, and this is a curve of the normal distribution. The data is in the format of a symmetric curve. Now we can see the differences between the uniform and normal distribution. Normal has infinite support and uniform has finite support. Normal has single most likely value and uniform has every allowable value equally likely. That is, in case of uniform distribution, all the values are having equal chance. But in case of normal distribution, the middle value is having the most like possibility for occurring. Then uniform has a piecewise constant density, whereas normal has continuous bell-shaped density. We can plot the corresponding uniform graph in the format of histogram, but in case of normal distribution, it can be represented in the format of a continuous curve, so that the curve shape is bell-shaped. Normal distributions arise from the theorem, central limit theorem, but uniform does not follow any particular theorems. So these are the difference between uniform distribution and normal distribution. In the previous lecture, we already seen the nominal variables or categorical variables, a feature which is an attribute that consists of a set of categories. That type of variables are termed as categorical variables or nominal variables, which is used to assign categories. The used car dataset has 3 categorical variables: model, color, and transmission. So in order to examine the data in categorical variable, we have to use some other mechanism. Then categorical data is typically explained using tables rather than the summary statistics. So in the previous lecture, we discussed about the summary function, which is used to depict the statistical measures of a numerical data or numerical feature. But in case of categorical variable, instead of summary function, we are having another function called table function. A table represents a single categorical variable as known as one-way table. The table function can be used to generate one-way tables. So here there is an example table of used cars dollar color. Here you get a description like this. This means that we are using the dataset used cars and we are taking the table of color attribute, and these are the possible colors: black, blue, gold, gray, green. Likewise are the possible colors that should be appeared as a value for this particular color field. And the frequency is represented in the second line. Black occurs 35 times, blue occurs 17 times, likewise. So output of the table function is, it lists the categories of the nominal variable and count of the number of values falling into this particular category. So the table function will return the output as the corresponding data values plus the frequency of occurrence of the corresponding data value. Then relationship between the variables. Mainly two type of relations are there: bivariate relationship and multivariate relationship. Bivariate relationship means it is a relationship between two variables, and multivariate relationship means from the term itself it termed as multivariable. So it should have more than two variables. So the relationship with more than two variables is termed as multivariate relationships. Then how to visualize the relationship? In order to visualize the relationship, we are having a plot called scatter plot, a diagram that visualizes the bivariate relationship, and it is a two-dimensional figure in which dots are drawn on a coordinate plane using the values of one feature to provide horizontal x coordinates and the values of another feature to provide the vertical y coordinates. So the scatter plot is having mainly two axes, x coordinate, x axis as well as y axis. X-axis contains the x coordinates and y-axis contains the y coordinates. And we have to plot the corresponding y value towards the x value. Patterns in the placement of dots reveal the underlying associations between the two features. Plot is a command which is used to create a scatter plot. You just specify plot, then x is equal to what should be in the x-axis, that will be specified. Y is equal to what should be in the y-axis, that should be specified. Main is equal to what is the heading needed for the graph, that is specified in the main. Then xlab, what should be the label required in the x-axis, that is specified here. Ylab, what should be the label required in the y-axis, that is specified here. So x-axis we are having the mileage data, y-axis we are having the price data. The heading of the graph is scatter plot of price versus mileage. X-axis is labeled as used car odometer and y-axis is labeled as used car price. So this is the graph of this, the heading, X label, Y label, X label, X data, Y data. Then negative associations. Negative association means the relationship between car prices and mileages is known as negative association because it forms a pattern of dots in a line sloping downward. If the graph is somewhat floating downward, then that type of association is known as negative association. And if the graph is plotting upwards, then it is termed as positive association. So negative association, the line should be sloping downward, and for positive association, the line should be sloping upward. So these using the scatter plot, we can easily recognize the relationship between the different variables. Hope you understood the different distributions. Thank you.